Welcome back. Welcome back to the Catalyst Youth Summit 2024. I am your host, Kamisha Superville. I am so delighted to have this conversation with someone that I absolutely admire. And she's just a powerhouse, you guys. She really is. We are still keeping on theme the power in partnerships. The power in partnerships. I have the honor with speaking with Dr. Neva Alexander. She is a motivational speaker. She is a global speaker. She has traveled far and wide. She's also the founder of the International Women's Conference. This is an annual empowerment conference, and she will talk a little bit more about that and how she has used this conference as a perfect example of the power in partnership. Dr. Alexander, welcome. How are you?
Welcome. Thank you so much for having me. Isn't that the usual? Thank you for having me. But I really appreciate this time and to talk about one of another important topic. Yeah.
Absolutely. Dr. Neva, you are the key example. You're like the walking billboard in terms of partnerships. Talk about it. For the young people that's listening, what does partnership mean to you? And how can they leverage partnership even while they're in school?
When you reached out and it was like you wanted to talk about this topic, my mind went back to college, right? Of course, I could go back to high school, but my mind went back to college. And there's a project that I had the teacher or professor, he paired us. Like it was just more random. And I worked with a young lady on this project, and it was a law class, and we had to present a case. So she had to do the opening statement, and I had to do the closing statement. Because at that time, I was a law major, right? Because I was going to be a lawyer. That's what I thought.
Right.
So within the project, there were times we were not collaborating properly. Like our times were off, or she had a certain way of working that did not work well with me, and vice versa. And so she decided she was going to do the opening statement by herself. And I was like, no, let's do it together. And she was like, no, because, she kind of, sensed that she was blaming me, right? Now, understand our classes didn't match, they're just different elements. And she got a B plus, and she was upset because that was her first time getting anything less than an A. And for me, I was like, but it's not bad. And she did not speak to me for the entire project. And she said, you're going to do the closing on your own. And I'm like, okay. So I said, all right, how can I do this? And I reached out to the law professors, and I said, teach me how to do a closing statement, like closing remarks. Well, how do I do it? And I absorbed as much as possible. And the day I had to present, I was by myself. And I did well. I got the A. And she came over at the end and apologized.
Mm.
And overall, of course, both the scores were counted together. But give the story to also give the others that really worked together right through. They got that full A, that A plus. And of course, because of the way we worked, we weren't partnering right. We did not get to understand each other correctly. We just came to our own conclusions as far as this person can't be trusted, and it did not work. But if things work together, sometimes, it moves mountains and push you further. So I believe that's the power of partnerships. But of course, you also have to, the elements that can push you apart, making sure that you understand each other, that you can do well with it.
I love that. That is such a powerful testament. And it's so funny because you were speaking similar to what we had another speaker who was talking about purpose. The power in partnership is also selecting a partner that is purpose driven. And so, to your point, Dr. Neva, and to the young people that's listening, once you have a purpose and you're fulfilling that purpose, it is key to find a partner that can also complement that journey. And that is the
Yes.
power as to what you're talking about. I love that. Dr. Neva, this is not going to be a long conversation, but I want you to give the young people that's listening, or even the parents that's listening, you are such a powerhouse. You saw vision in building out an annual event, which is an International Women's Conference, right? Talk about how you, in real time, utilize the power and partnership to build this event out.
Definitely. So, Carmisha, one of the power is calling on individuals with certain skill set, certain love, certain beliefs that I believe can push things further. Of course, we're not going to be perfect, right? Because we're individuals, right? So you, for instance, you are a partner and your strengths, I mean, getting people to put ads, getting on the floor, getting moving around, just, difference. I have others who can pick up the phone and make a call or send an email to make things happen. I collaborate with the university for them to bring out their students to volunteer, right? So when you get into that room, everyone is thinking, wow, it's beautiful, but you know, if it's not just me. And I always say, sometimes I look back, I'm like, I don't know how to pull this off because, right, the stress, the work, the everything that goes into it's so much behind the scenes. But when you look at it, it happened. But it really takes certain individuals to say, hey, I see you need some more. Do you need some more ticket sales? Hey, you know, how are you going to cover the food? Hey, do you have people watching who comes in? you know and it just, again, I thank everybody that really works with me, and I don't take it for granted, right? So I believe partnership, and people believe in the projects or product, whatever you want to call it. They believe in it and they move forward with you, and if it keeps like that, you can continue to grow. But I don't see, there's a saying, no man is an island. Right. And if you think, oh, you could just do everything by yourself, you're really fooling yourself.
I agree. This is a testament. When we started the Youth Catalyst event, it was just an idea. We had an idea and we reached out to our community, to our ecosystem, like you, like so many, and say, hey, I have this crazy idea of putting together an event for young people, really designed to youth in our community. Can you be a partner? Can you help? And everyone pitched in, everyone that was like minded, everyone that was a part of my ecosystem that I knew brings certain talents and skill sets. So, to your point, what I heard is that you, as the focal point, you work with people that have different skill sets. You're able to discern those talents, right? Dr. Neva, as we wrap up, what advice can you give to a young person that's thinking creative? How can they build community? How can they influence their peers to move towards a better journey, towards an initiative, in your case, a project? How can they differentiate who is for them and essentially who may be haters? Tell us, what are the characteristics you use to differentiate a partner?
Are they speaking life into you? Right? Look at that. you got to remember at the end of the day, though, it's your vision. So are they able to push your vision? Do they see your value? Do they understand your morals? And if it's compatible, move forward. But if you sense that that's not the case, find someone that will move you forward, right? Because if you're not working well together, I'm not going to sit there and say, try. No, you got to sometimes say, okay, you're not the right person for me, and keep it moving. No hate, right? But focus on those that believe in you, believe in your vision, and keep going and love what you do.
I love that. I love that. Dr. Neva Alexander, founder of Neva Alliance. We are so appreciative of you taking your time. I know you're overseas in another country, but the fact that you're so committed, the fact that you love what you do, which is showing up for others, is a testament to the work that you're doing. So thank you for joining us. You guys, you have to follow Dr. Neva. Dr. Neva, tell the folks how they can follow you. If you do mentorships, if you offer internships, just tell the folks a little bit, and we'll make sure we connect them to you.
Definitely. So I know everyone goes on social media, and I'll try to remember my IG is dr.nevaalexander.com, or my website, nevalliance.com, or just Google Dr. Neva Alexander, and you should be able to find me. And yeah, somebody want to reach out to me for mentorship, I'm good for that. Or, internship. Maybe not with me, but I know definitely know individuals that need interns. So yeah.
I love it. You guys, you heard that. I'm giving you guys a plug. You can reach out to Dr. Neva if you're interested in upcoming internships, if you would like to volunteer for the International Women's Conference that's happening in March, right, Dr. Neva? Come on, you
Yes,
gotta say it.
yes,
There's
yes,
power.
yes. So definitely, if you want to volunteer that you could connect with some business owners, right? Because they may have some opportunities for you, right? Definitely.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. All right, you guys, stay tuned. We have one more speaker up. Thank you again for tuning in to the virtual segment. Dr. Neva, thank you so much. We love you. We love you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.